I'm in Paris, France, standing in front of the Grand Palais, which we have just confirmed for this year's Victoria's Secret fashion show.
The Victoria's Secret show has been in a lot of places, and the one place that we have never been is the capital of fashion, which is Paris.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're just so honored to be in this amazing, amazing space, and it's a real creative challenge for us to do the show here. The size and the beauty of the building, that's the real challenge, is how we're going to incorporate it into the small TV screen where people can actually see where we are.
Why do you want to do it in daylight?
Because I think we will get a huge amount of value out of the location.
You want this to be a major night in Paris, not a major afternoon in Paris.
It will take a gargantuan amount of light to light it in a way that retains the magnificence and the opulence that we've all walked into today and gone, wow. Why are we bringing our show to the Grand Palais?
We're not, we're bringing our show to Paris.
Okay.
And we're doing it in the best venue.
It can't happen, Hamish.
No, in that case, we should move on.
Yeah,
let's move on, then I accept.
The overall theme of the show starts with the collection.
Ed and I look at a lot of different sections, and we narrow it down with Sophia to what sections we wanted to explore.
And as soon as we land on an idea, then we start to sketch.
These couture outfits take months and months to make.
We bring Jane in, and we have her bring the outfit to life.
My job is to take the designer's ideas and get them down on paper.
This season we're doing 6 different sections for the show. The road ahead was inspired by embracing this multicultural dialogue that we wanted to have about the techniques, about the colours, about the fabric, all forming something that's very unique to our universe. Secret Angel was the whole idea of creating this dangerous liaison, Casablanca-y, black and white film references in there. She's a seductress that holds no prisoners. So she's quite a strong entity in that section. Mountain romance, there's a playful naivety of the girl. She's a bit of a Heidi on the hills. Of all of the sections, I feel like she's probably the most feminine. She's a bit of a free-spirited, outdoorsy girl. Pink Nation, when we had our first Pink meeting and there was such a lot of dialogue about the street style, we wanted to bring that sort of element of authenticity by bringing Nico Panda into the equation. We want to be playful and to have these sport references, but not so literally gym wear. Dark Angel for me was a much harder, sexier, a little bit more gothic in its idea. She's very literally a super sexy, dark seductress in a way. Bright Night Angel for us was the idea of the girl who's happy to have the best time she can, you know. She engages in the whole carpe diem of, I'm going to embrace it, I'm going to love it, I'm going to enjoy every moment of it. And that's what we wanted to have with her.
Today is the second big production meeting that we've had. The first was in Paris, and this was the first meeting with all of the players.
So this year in Paris, for a change, Ed insisted on the fact that we chose a relatively modest location. So to this day, the largest steel glass skylight structure. So some big differences as a result of picking this location compared to previous shows, including the London show. No load-bearing rigging points on the ceiling, which means the entirety of our installation will be ground supported.
Do you have to support it on columns, or can you do it across the arches?
You do have to support it on columns.
On
we're
columns.
We're going to show you in a second.
So the advantage of the no column space gets obliterated by the fact that you have to support all the lighting.
You have to ground support it all.
Everything's a challenge when you do a big show like this because there's so much pressure on making it great, making it exciting, making it different.
In watching back some of the shows, which I did about 3 or 4 weeks ago, it feels to me that a lot of the years kind of blend together.
They do.
And I think we've got an opportunity this year to actually create a show which retains all the values that we love, but actually looks different.
I spoke to John Pfeiffer after he did the castings for Fashion Week, and he said he has never seen so many girls as he has this year.
When you're seeing this many girls this quickly, you're seeing to eliminate. So the pool gets a little bit smaller and more manageable because, again, you can't bring in this many girls ever to another kind of casting.
It's New York Fashion Week. John Pfeiffer is in the midst of all of that. He's our casting director, and he's looking at models from all over the world.
Today is kind of my official start to every fashion season. It's an opportunity to see the models and just get a read of how people look, because it's my job as a casting director to edit the list of girls that are being brought in to meet a designer. And so this is the first round of vetting that goes on in the casting process.
We want to make sure that we're looking for spokespeople as well. You know, we're looking for energy and excitement and enthusiasm and drama and beauty. It's quite a checklist of what the Victoria's Secret model needs to be to make it in this show.
Last year we had 48 girls in the show, and I would venture to say that at least half of them will make it back into the show. So in a best case situation, there may be 20 to 25 open spots in the show, and there will be a much greater number than that vying for those positions.
Emmeline, Olivia, Alexia, Varia, Julia, Victoria.
It's my first day of New York Fashion Week. Altogether I have like 9 to 10 castings, I think. So I have to like run around the whole day and try to be at all the castings.
So it's nerve-wracking when you just see a lot of beautiful girls and you begin to like doubt yourself a little bit because everybody's so beautiful. It's crazy how the casting directors can be able to choose models.
At 24, what goes through my mind is, there's people I know behind the desk. It's fun, I can talk to them, it's easy. But I remember being 18 in this situation and being terrified because you are aware that you're one of a million girls and there are adults behind the table that you have no idea who they are or what, but you've been told to impress them, but you don't know how.
You can't be just pretty. You have to show that you have a personality, that you can speak, even if your English is bad, like me. You have to try and to push yourself. You don't have to be shy.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Very well, thank you, nice to see you. You have only a brief moment. Good morning, how are you, Paula? How are you, Rachel?
Good to see you.
Hi, how are you, Bruna? So if you just walk into a room and hand your card, it's nothing. You have to have your head in the game. And it doesn't mean you have to like tap dance your way into the room either. You need to be engaged when you get in front of any client.
So all you have to do in that really short time, and it's really hard, you have to impress everybody. They have to think, wow, okay, we're gonna remember this girl.
Let's go.
I'm so happy.
Honestly, when I'm doing the walk in the room, my mind is blank. I couldn't form a thought if I wanted to because I'm just so excited.
Rejection is something that every single model, no matter how big you are, is used to. You can be like an amazing name and cast for something and not get it because you probably have like blonde hair but they want brunettes. It's just how it is. Rejection is part of the job.
At the end of the day, I think that casting directors are looking what's going to like benefit their client and what their client wants. It could be something that they want more of a lively girl and you're more grunge. Like you want to make sure that you know, like maybe I just didn't fit into this collection. You have to keep that in mind. You could have a perfect walk, you could do whatever, but at the end of the day, that client's looking for someone who fits their brand.
Models now, their aspiration is to be in the Victoria's Secret fashion show. That's the top of the game.
It's really important in every girl's career. I mean, Victoria's Secret is like the biggest fashion show you could ever think of, you know, walking in. So I always watch it. It's a dream, really, to work with Victoria's Secret. Yes, it's a dream.
As you can see, we saw, I believe, close to 500 girls today, and there's no way I would be allowed to bring in even 300 girls into a client's casting because designers don't have that kind of time. This is extremely competitive for the girls.
I mean, this has to be my favorite. And I love this idea of mixture of sports and fantasy.
This is going to be about an 8-foot-long cape that's all custom painted.
Those clothes, how do they get there? Well, a lot of work is involved. You just don't go down to the corner store and buy a beaded bodysuit that fits, you know, an Amazon woman.
The intention from the sketch was it was going to have one loop on the front and the other 2 loops on the back. But the reality of seeing that mass of fabric was just not very proportionately gratifying to the eye. We're going to have our first full fittings today. Really excited because creatively it's always great to bring more people to the table. You just get a much richer, more authentic experience of what you're trying to express creatively.
Just starting the board and starting to see the outfits in real materials and putting them on a model makes a huge difference. There's just so much to do at this time because it takes months to make the outfits.
Well, this is the very beginning, the idea and the drawing, and then Killer's got to build it into a reality that we can achieve.
So what we do is we copy it onto clear plastic sheets so that we can blow it up on the projector. So it helps for the design team to be able to see the wing in full scale. From this we'll make the patterns. We'll figure out where the wires are going to go and the backpack, how it's going to hit her body.
Wow, look.
It's 6 feet, that's what I said.
Amazing. Maybe a little higher, Killer.
Too big?
Too big. There.
Right there?
Yeah.
We have a very similar sensibility with the brand. So what we bring is just a hint of street culture, global fashion sense, and we mix in fantasies and real clothing all together. We have this outfit with lots of dogs attached. It's a fashion meets entertainment. So you need to bring the fantasy and a fun aspect.
Yay! Jeff has come to have a discussion about the placement of the painting, the colours of the painting on each of the outfits he's been allocated. It's meant to be this naive, homespun, but this is so luxurious in terms of we're creating our own fabric. It's not printed, it's hand painted, it'll be hand embroidered, so there'll be this handle on. So
and there'll be extra of this for me to wear.
For your cap. I like to pay a lot of attention to every detail as I'm doing it. Like you can tell if something's kind of half done, or if they say, oh, you're not going to see it from 10 feet away. You actually do. And for television, you have to really pay attention to all the details of everything.
We are making several things. We're making a lot of bodysuits and leather work, and we just had a fitting today, and it went fairly well. There were a few changes.
I think they were meant to be like
a rib cage.
A rib cage.
Mm-hmm.
She's meant to be a skeleton. That needs to be here, so
it needs
looks
to
like
be
a
dropped
rib
down.
cage.
Right.
Can we cut that? Is that possible? What I'm losing is all the beautiful muscle tone and skin texture of her legs. My idea always is how sexy does the girl look in the outfit? Is it something you want to register with? And for me, it just didn't work. I wasn't seeing enough skin. It didn't feel exquisite. So it was about cutting out, getting the skin back, understanding how to make it closer to something we imagined in our minds to start with.
Next step is to go back to the drawing board. We took measurements of Devon and we'll make a new mock-up that will hopefully come closer to what they ultimately want. So, wish me luck.
Because when you choose a fabric, you choose it without understanding how it's going to look in 3D, what shine it's going to give you, what weight it's going to have. So this is really important. We then definitively say, yes, this scale works. Yes, this fabric works. Yeah, this is like the moment where we make decisions about the detail, for sure.
Really wonderful, Killa, wonderful.
Today, I'm really super excited because we have come to see the development from sketch to actual wing from Killa. This is like the moment where we make decisions about the detail. So I'm really conscious of trying always to challenge the predictability. Yeah, we don't want a whole sea of white wings or a whole sea of...
Hey, nice outfit, Mom! She's got Hey, is this where the wings are made?
The beading looks pretty.
Wow.
How many colors are you using?
2 pinks and 1 gold.
What's that?
Ribbon's too shiny.
Make it so it's less shiny. I think the shine is a bit frightening.
Look at it from the front, because I was a little concerned that this
We'll
green
just leave it
and
like
this
that.
teal were blending too much.
Yeah, it looks quite nice when there's poofy stuff happening around it.
So you just see the back side?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have the drape perfect in the front yet because I'm not positive about the frame.
I think it's a bit too wide. Yeah.
Yes.
Like it looks good from the back.
Right.
Should that be the front?
I was afraid you were going to say that. Yes, of course we can.
Or like turn it upside down. That's actually more beautiful that way round.
It's so important to have the fittings and just try everything on because the sketch never really looks like the final because it's not 3D.
Welcome to By Barrack in Jersey City. Right now we're working on a bodysuit, and every bit of this unitard is hand done. It's got to be. The beading has to be put on individually. This one took 6.5 weeks for them to bead. Some of the pieces that we have are assigned to girls because with a piece like this, with a bodysuit, you've got to get the measurements right. And the idea is to make this look like she's been dipped in glue and thrown into beads. Like it should just fit like a second skin. This is our Bible. We have a Bible for every show that we work on. So here we have the Dark Angel, and she is a complete leather corset and leather wing. It's all done as leaves. I think the concept is that she's wrapped in these leather leaves and they are kind of blowing around behind her.
This is going to be about an 8-foot long cape that's all custom painted with about 200 flowers on it. This is the sample of what this is all going to look like, only 4 times as big as that. It takes about a week to paint the parts that we're doing right now. Then after that, it has to be steamed, which is some time. The fabric is rinsed and then put on a frame. Everywhere we paint it has to be resisted with wax and then painted again with background, which is another 4 or 5 days. So just for this one cape, it's probably say 2.5, 3 weeks. Once all this is painted, I send this back to the tailor who stitches it together. It's such a well-produced show that everything looks so great on television. And the craftsmanship of what's done with all these fabrics after we paint them is incredible.
The segment that I'm working on for Victoria's Secret is called The Road Ahead. And the idea is that you're blending in little bits of this and that from all cultures around the world. For some of the looks, I am using silk thread and I turn them into tassels. I make the tassels myself as well. A lot of these coins come from Nepal. I'm using beads, which is a huge part of my culture, and bells to make sounds so that the jewelry is not just serving like an aesthetic functionality, but it plays with more than just one medium. Plus, I think for Victoria's Secret show, it's more theatrical, so it works better. There's something about them that's very beautiful. There's something about them that's slightly off. The materials might look very straightforward, but they're very not. Beading is one of the most undervalued forms of art making and craftsmanship. The time that you spend that goes into making one of these is incredibly laborious. I'm always constantly trying to see how I can use a material that people just easily overlook and how I can turn them into something that you've never seen before.
This has to be my favorite. I have too many favorites. The beauty is so simple. The biggest challenge for me is I want to explore what I want to say, but also respecting what the brand wants to say. So it's this beautiful match, because I don't want to be too overpowering with my crazy design. At the same time, I don't want to be too inspired from them, because they wouldn't be asking me to do it. In a few weeks, we're going to have the real fitting with the actual model for the runway. They happen to be uber human beings, so they're going to look amazing in anything anyway. But they're going to make these clothes even more amazing. And that's the beauty of these girls.
Girls know about the casting, they know what to do, they study how they need to look and act, and I feel like they're all so polished and well rehearsed. We're only halfway through the first day and there's so many good girls.
Today is day one of the callbacks, and there's a lot of good-looking women in this room right now.
Hi, Bruna. To get the show is the Olympics, and to be confirmed for the show and walk in it is like getting the gold medal.
It's a lot of work to get into the Victoria's Secret show. You know, you can't just kind of wake up and walk into the casting and hope to get it.
I was practicing last night until midnight. I put my high heels in the dance studio, and then I was like walking up and down like for 2 hours.
What have you been doing then?
Like, what haven't I been doing really? Like,
That's
no,
what
I've
we
been
wanna
doing
hear.
some stuff for you guys, so hopefully
it shows.
Girls get more sophisticated about workouts every year.
What do you do to stay in shape?
Everything. Mostly running.
I love boxing, abs, crunches, lunches.
You look good. This morning. Hello.
I mean,
Wow. You look great. You
Good
look
job.
really great. Thank you. Your body looks amazing.
This is impossible.
I was so nervous, like, going into this casting.
Hello. Come on up, Alana.
Alana.
The nerves were just eating away at me. I was like, palms are sweaty, I'm a little clammy. And then when I went to walk, it was like, the nerves went away. I was like, I don't know why I was freaking out about this beforehand.
Victoria's Secret's not just looking for a pretty face, it's just the whole combination. It's a whole package.
They want to see the real you. They don't want to see this image that you think that you have to put on for them. It's so surreal being right here right now.
There you are, doing great, doing a good job.
Hi. I like your hair like that. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, it looks good.
So good.
Wow. Yay!
Nice job.
Nice job.
Yeah.
I think what's most important for me is knowing that I did my best. If I get it, if I don't get it, at least I know I tried my hardest, because I know that every other girl was trying their hardest.
Oh, hello.
You know, every year we do invitation, and then we do marketing image of the fashion show. So this year, there's one image that we chose.
Oh, it's you! It's you!
She liked it. I guess we have to put her in the show now. You're our last one. You're on.
Yeah! Thank you so much. Nice to meet you all.
So what John has done is put all the yeses and maybes up on the board, and then we have a blank board over here, so we can move people.
So I'm going to move these 3 over.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that tall blonde girl should be in there, you're
I
right.
do.
And you think her over?
Yeah. But I don't think she was the strongest, actually, I've got to be honest.
I think she's like rock star.
I think she's spectacular. She's got to be
Would you put her
somewhere.
in pink, or would you put her in...
No, I think she has to be on the main board.
There's a lot of newness up there, which I love.
But even in the main board, there's newness, I feel. No? Do you feel, or do you think you want more newness in the main board?
If you do the math, if there are 14 pinks, then that's 40 girls.
Oh my God.
That means there's only 10 left.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Oh God.
So that's when it gets very,
What?
yeah.
I can't get attached to them. I get too sad when I do that.
I don't think it's about emotion,
It is for me.
I second that emotion.
but what looks best for the show.
She's a major girl.
Yeah.
She's like a real thing.
Oh God. Really?
On the basis of what we're doing now with 4 openings left.
Who are like your favorites in here?
I love her.
I think she should be on VS.
Yeah, okay.
Where are we?
We're done. There's 50 girls.
All right, that's it. We've done it.
Yay!
Oh my gosh.
Allocating looks to girls and then fitting.
I mean, that really is the fun part.
Yeah, that's fun.
It's deciding what girl wears what outfit
Yeah.
because it's casting characters.
Yeah. Oh my God! Wow! Yeah, it's stunning, stunning, stunning.
We started fittings right after we knew who was going to be in the show, and we did a rotation of where the outfits were going to be in the show and then who's going to be in each outfit. It's one thing to make the outfit and make it on the fit model, but when it gets on the model who's wearing it, that's when it really comes to life.
Love it!
Oh,
I'm so happy.
I'm so happy. Yeah. Wow. The first time we saw the Swarovski piece on Josephine was totally magical. It came and the strands were more white than silver. So there's been 8 people re-beading the sleeves for 4 days to make it work the way I want to see it on Josephine. It takes a village. It really does take a whole team of people. It really is amazing to look around the room and see all the wings and all the outfits because so much work went into them, and to see the artisan look at it and see their sketch or their dream realized, it's fun and it's exciting.
You guys worked so hard. It's unbelievable. In the last few days, we've been telling the models they're opening a section or they're closing a section. So Adriana just opens the section. Yeah!
I mean, this is amazing.
Yeah! So there's no one to worry about.
Yeah,
You
no.
can flick away.
No!
Yeah!
Yeah! Are you sure?
This is the first moment ever.
Yay!
I have like a little alter ego because I am normally very quiet and laid back. When I get on the runway, I just want to try to be very powerful and really give it my all.
These days of trying on the wings and trying on the outfits are really the most crucial days that we have leading up to the show. The collection is being packed up and shipped to Paris. Meanwhile, everyone in Paris is building inside the Grand Palais, and in a couple of days we'll be there.